Okay. Yeah. So you guys must have all heard about the lymphatic system, and you also must have heard you are what you eat. So we go a step further in this and we say you are not what you eat, you are what you metabolize. Because absorption, it all goes from digestion, absorption, and then you metabolize. And without that, your body is not getting the nutrients that you need. So let's start with the what we're going to cover. We'll do an introduction. What exactly is the lymphatic system? uh, Key components of our immune system. How does it get congested? Why do we do lymphatic work? Systems, not symptoms. Our bodies are interconnected. The energy cycle, biofilms, microcirculation, hyaluronic acid and collagen, our body pool, hydrodynamics, breathing through your diaphragm. Why your lymphatic system is the reason you're not losing weight. The musculoskeletal pain, stress, two techniques to move lymph. What are the signs and symptoms of a lymph problem? Doing lymphatic work and why it can be anywhere and when we do an assessment. So let's start from introduction. A very important factor which people do not know is that illness is the stagnation of body fluids, and movement is something that is derived from the systematic manipulation of body fluids. So it is your body fluid that can cause pain in your body. If it's stagnated, is a main reason you do get pain in your body. No system in the body ever works alone. It never gets injured alone. It never heals alone. So there's no isolated injury. There's no isolated healing. Your body is interconnected and it all works together. You must have heard your gut brain axis, or how even the vagus nerve connects your gut and your brain. Similarly, everything, every organ in the body is connected. Now, the lymphatic system plays a role in your immune system. You do not need swelling or inflammation or pain to do lymphatic work. This is just to keep you more resilient and help the detoxification process. Um, Detoxing your the lymphatic system working properly is what is true detox in the real sense of the word. And since all parts of the body are interconnected, health of the inside of your body depends on the environment outside and how well you deal with and get rid of the toxins that are coming in from the outside. Chronic disease occurs when you lose the ability to make new cells that work. If you cannot regenerate, if you cannot eliminate. So drainage always comes before supply. You cannot supply, if you take a glass of water, you cannot, if it's a dirty glass of water and you keep filling in clean water, it's not going to get clean. You first need to clean um, the water. Wait 1 second. I just got 3. Okay, just said that there are 2 questions. Sorry. Give me a second. Did anybody raise their hand? If you raised your hand, just write in the question and answer session, please. Whatever, because that is enabled. Okay, let me shut this. More. Okay. So yes, so do lymphatic work and then supply with deficient nutrients. If a problem keeps coming back, that means your lymph nodes keep getting swollen or breaking down. It is an immune system problem. Okay, next one. What exactly is the lymphatic system? It's the elementary baseline for any system to be able to work. Now, let's suppose our lymphatic system is like a transportation highway. As long as cars are moving freely, anybody can get to their destination. What if there's an accident? You have lane closures, you have traffic jams, and cars quickly pile up one after the other, and then there's congestion and you can't move. So the lymph is a clear watery fluid. It becomes cloudy and thick with toxic waste products when the body cannot eliminate these traffic jams. This lymphatic congestion can lead to swollen lymph nodes, a variety of chronic symptoms and illnesses, and even cancer. Now, if you go to this one, what is the lymphatic system? It consists of your lymphatic ducts, your vessels, and your capillaries. Your tonsils, your adenoids, your spleen, and your thymus gland are also part of the lymphatic system. Now, what does this lymphatic system do? Its primary function is to transport lymph, a clear to milky fluid, through a vast network of over 600 lymph nodes. It is the sewage system of the body. The lymphatic fluid also carries specialized cells throughout your body that search out and destroy viruses, bacteria, fungi, protein toxins, and waste products. Now, lymphocytes, you might have heard, are part of your immune system, are the main warriors of the immune system, your B and T cells, and billions of lymph capillaries guard the passages into the body against the intrusion of destructive substances. Many times they will assess whether something is a friend or an enemy, an attack, and that is many times when your autoimmune attacks happen. It also helps to circulate fluids, proteins, hormones, and immune cells throughout the body that are vital to maintaining total well-being and balance. Placed end to end in a straight line, all the lymph vessels would cover a distance in excess of 100K miles circling the globe. It has a deep connection to your gut, which we will get into later. 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. Now, this the lymphatic system is 90% water and 10% waste, proteins, hormones. And there's a continuous loop in one direction from this point from the neck towards the heart. Now, how does it get congested? Your lymph, the flow of lymph is not pressurized by a muscle or a pump. It's not like blood. You don't have a pump helping it out. So it's slow and can easily get congested. What congests it? Inactivity, no exercise, poor diet, environmental toxins, which is your skincare products, your pollution, the what you use to cook your food in, bodily injuries. And when the state of congestion is long lasting, it leads to blockages, and there is backup in free lymphatic flow. So you need greater assistance in clearing this up. Now, the health of any cell depends on the inside, will depend on the environment outside the cell. We have something known as inside our bodies and around our cells, we have interstitial fluid, which is 26% of the water in the human body. Now this interstitial fluid has water, amino acids, sugar, fatty acids, coenzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, salts, and cellular products. We also have extracellular fluid, which has the interstitial fluid and the blood plasma are the main components of your extracellular fluid, the extracellular fluid. Now, lymph capillaries help to keep this overall balance, help to keep the overall fluid balance in your bodies with it entering and exiting. And throughout your body, interstitial fluid leaks from blood capillaries into your tissues. Your lymph capillaries pick up this fluid and help it return towards the heart, to your circulatory system. And once it's inside, then it pumps up to go towards the bigger lymph nodes and up towards your neck. This is very important because it helps to keep the fluid balance in your body. And as you will see later, that a pain, like they say, the interconnectedness of this matrix extending through your body is why you can have, there can be a problem in your toe and you can feel pain in your right ear. Your right hip will be affected by your left shoulder joint. Now, lymph work is not just for people who have lymphedema. It's for people who want to improve blood flow, circulation, your fluid flow, swelling, and inflammation. It helps after a surgery with faster recovery from injuries, from training, from traumas. So it's something, there's lymphatic work that you can do every day. But sometimes the system can get so overloaded and stagnant that you have to manually unblock it, sorry. We do that during assessment. Now, I've done workshops with Dr. Perry. There's this website, Stop Chasing Pain, and he does multiple workshops. And that's where I've learned most of what I know. The disease manifested as a result is going to change. Again, you and I can have lymphatic blockage. Mine will manifest based on my genetics and what toxins come into my body, and so will you. So we can have, I can have, you can have Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, any autoimmune disease. It just depends on the entire history of the person. So you work again on the environment, not the disease. Now, systems. We do not chase symptoms. Like I said, my shoulder can be hurting. It could be a problem with my toe. Every person manifests symptoms differently based on their history. the systems in our body interact with one another. So you are only as strong, as resilient as the weakest and the most vulnerable system in your body. The lymph system only works as well as the most vulnerable lymph node in your body. So every person does need a lymphatic assessment, which we do during our deep drain detox sessions, which is checking all your lymph node points. Now, it doesn't have to be where swelling is the greatest. You need to check the entire system. Now, swelling and inflammation and edema are immune system responses, not a musculoskeletal one. Now, when we go into different parts of the body, look at the gut. The majority of your lymphatic system sits in your gut, known as the gut-associated lymphoid tissue and the malt mucus-associated lymphoid tissue. The GALT is the first line of defense to attack toxins that leak through the gut walls. And the mucus associated lymphatic tissue is anything that has mucus associated with it, your ear, your nose, your throat. And like I said, 70 to 80% of our immune system resides in our gut. So if you have a gut problem, if you have a lymph problem, you have a gut problem. The gut barrier is meant to only let specific things pass through. We all know that there's a gut barrier, and there are very tight junctions because the gut is mostly protein. And when you're under excessive stress, these junctions become wider and things pass through. So what happens if that were to happen? You have a leaky gut. With a leaky gut, you get swelling, you get inflammation, you get bloating, you get delayed onset of allergies. And when you start getting allergic to everything under the sun, you do an allergy test or a sensitivity test, and all the food items on it are red. It goes into your circulatory and your lymphatic system, leading to inflammation, autoimmunity, malabsorption, and nutrient deficiency. Once it breaks and breaches the gut-brain barrier, it breaches the brain-blood barrier, which is leaky gut is equal to leaky brain. So again, you can see the three are connected. Coming to stomach acid, which a lot of people have an issue with. Most people who have chronic lymph issues don't make enough stomach acid, so they can't break down food particles enough to be digested. Again, another myth is that acidity happens from high stomach acid. No, it happens from low stomach acid because your food is not being digested and you're not making enough digestive enzymes because there's not enough stomach acid. You're not digestive enzymes, pancreatic enzymes, liver enzymes to break down your food. So again, you have a leaky gut, you have a leaky brain, and you have a lymphatic issue. Next, we go to circulatory problem, which is a vascular problem. Now, microcirculation is capillary circulation, and microcirculation is endpoint of very small vessels delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells. Now, microcirculation stagnation causes significant pain in the body. Every capillary you have runs with a lymphatic capillary. You cannot have a vascular problem without a lymphatic system problem. So again, when your capillary, your artery, they're all running together, again, you have these four related. You have a gut, lymph, brain circulation problem. Now, for circulation, in order to heal, you're going to need oxygen, you're going to need nutrients, you're going to need blood flow. To increase blood flow, we do lymphatic work. And I've noticed that in myself, that when I started doing this work, my left hand would always be numb from using the computer. There was bad circulation and I used to wear a glove. And once I started doing this work regularly, it stopped getting numb. It took me time till I realized I don't need the glove anymore. I haven't used it. Okay, next is nerves. Now, every single nerve runs with a lymph, it runs with an artery, and it runs with a vein. So nerves need glucose and oxygen, and they're not going to be able to get those if microcirculation doesn't work well or the lymphatics don't work well. Nerves, especially peripheral nerves. Why? Because the peripheral nerves sit where microcirculation is happening. Now, in all serious disease states, we have low oxygen state in the tissue causing degenerative diseases due to toxins in the body. When there's enough oxygen in the body, disease cannot exist. The liver is the largest detoxification organ in the body. It's the most important organ for lymphatic fluid production. If you have a lymphatic system problem, you have a liver problem. And if you have a chronic pain problem, you have a liver problem. So again, you can see these are all joined. I'm just doing this to show you that every part of your body affects the other part. The liver synthesizes all the sex hormones of the body. Guess what? Your hormone issues are your liver issues, are your lymphatic issues. People who have a thyroid issue also have a liver issue because the majority of the thyroid hormones, the conversion from T4 to T3, 80% of that actually happens in the liver. So your liver dictates the health of your thyroid gland, not the other way around. Okay. Hormone issue is a liver issue, is a lymph issue, but then you have a vascular issue as well. You need oxygen, you need nutrients, and you need an environment conducive inside the body to use the nutrients and expel the waste. You lose 30 billion cells a day. Till you remove the toxicity, malabsorption will keep happening. Okay, now we go to the energy cycle. The fatty acids run through I don't know how many of you have heard of the Krebs cycle, which is fatty acids run through this Krebs cycle to create ATP. ATP is a source of energy for use and storage at your cellular level. Now, when oxygen is available, we create 38 molecules of ATP. If oxygen is unavailable, we make 2 molecules. Now, the more ATP you have, the more energy you have. The less ATP you have, the less energy you have. Simple. The more crappy you feel, tired, fatigue, lethargy, chronic pain, autoimmune disease. But what does the lymphatic system have to do with this? So if the fluid is crappy, oxygen in your body cannot cross out of the capillary to get into the tissues or the cells. Why does this happen? Now, oxygen requires carbon dioxide to be released from the hemoglobin. Carbon dioxide resides in your venous system in the veins. Now, what if your venous system is in backflow because the liver is overburdened and you don't have good blood flow? You're stagnant, you don't have enough carbon dioxide, so oxygen cannot be released. If you do lymphatic work, the lymphatics can give you more fatty acid, and the lymphatics can clear the interstitial fluid so that you can get more oxygen. You can work the liver, so now your venous blood flows. And you have oxygen, you have fatty acids, you get 38 molecules of ATP, and you get more energy. Now, when you don't have enough oxygen in the body, what happens? Parasites, bacteria, fungi, viruses will naturally feed on you. They thrive in an environment that doesn't have oxygen. Now, again, many people, what happens is we also use waste to protect ourselves. So does the toxins in our body, the bacteria, the bad bacteria in our body. They form a layer around themselves, it's a protective goopy layer which protects them, and they blend into the body and they hide deep inside. And what happens is that a lot of antibiotics and all cannot get through this biofilm. But what happens is the immune system, of course, the biofilm is a foreigner to the immune system, and that attacks the biofilm, sending you into an autoimmune situation. So lymph work, the first aid that you give your body, is a work that first aid you give your body to relieve it from this toxic waste so that you promote autophagy. And again, point to remember, cancer cannot form in an oxygenated environment. Again, we all talk about detox, but this is real detox, doing lymphatic work, because that's the main point of detox in your body. Now, circulation of blood in all vessels less than 100 microns. These vessels can easily be blocked by a single cell. We have 72 kilometers to 45 miles of peripheral nerves in the body. Nerves need oxygen and glucose. Without oxygen and glucose, there's deoxygenated blood in the deoxygenated blood, and it cannot breathe. What happens in those regions? Pain. And what then happens is, then when nerves can't breathe an area around the skin, they don't sense things well. So let's say my left knee is not fine. Basically, that means my my brain can't feel where my left knee is because it can't breathe. I'll start using my right knee more. Now, when I'm using my right knee more, that's getting used more. And I'll obviously feel like, oh, my right knee is in pain. That's the one that's hurting. But that might be the one that eventually is hurting, but that's not the one with the problem. The problem is the toxins in my left leg or my left knee. So pain doesn't tell you anything. It only tells you that you have a problem. It doesn't tell you where it is. It doesn't tell you where it's coming from or why it happens. Now, hyaluronic acid and collagen is found throughout the body. You've heard of this. They have creams made of this stuff. You've heard of collagen. It's found in the extracellular space of higher animals and humans, and it gives the cell that ability to slide and glide. If there is waste, this fluid will thicken, and the ratio of the acid changes, leading to pain. So when we treat with the hands for the lymphatics, we actually stimulate the hyaluronic functions. It helps with your skin looking younger as well. Now, our body is made up of trillions of cells that are surrounded by fluid, 5 liters of blood and 12 to 15 liters of water. Lymph nodes are small and big filters. Imagine if these big filters Imagine if these filters got stuck or overloaded. The body slowly becomes overloaded with bacteria. Think of a pool or like a small aquarium. If it's overloaded with bacteria, virus, toxins, parasites, oxygen levels will go down. Now you start putting in, suppose it's an aquarium with fish. If you start putting in nutrients into this pool, it's not going to do you much good. The toxins are going to kill them anyway. And this doesn't happen right away. This is a slow procedure. It happens over time. And that's why a lymph issue can cause you pain for 3 months to 10 years because your body is toxic. It's filled with toxic material. So, cellular metabolism, a basic fundamental process is to remove waste from the body that is outside, but also waste that your body creates by just being alive. So, excess of one thing will mean deficiency in other. And to make new cells work, we need waste removal, we need oxygen, we need nutrients. Nutrients cannot be broken down due to too much waste. Sometimes you can't even use them because the body is toxic. If you can decrease toxicity, you have a chance at healing. Now, hydrodynamics, laws of hydrodynamics. High pressure flows to low pressure. This is how fluid flows in nature and in the body, the law of hydrodynamics. Now, oxygen nutrients due to high pressure in the red capillary system go to the extracellular matrix, which goes to the cell. Your waste due to low pressure from the vascular capillaries go to your lymphatic capillaries, go to your lymph nodes, go to your neck, and eventually to your heart. Now, lowest pressure in the lymph and venous system is in the collarbone here. This is supraclavicular. This is the lowest pressure point for lymph and vein because it's going to dump the lymph into the veins and the veins dump it back towards the heart. This is the highest pressure, which is furthest away. Now, when you do lymphatic work, this point, when you do lymphatic work, you don't want to start at a high point. If I start high, it's flowing from high pressure to low pressure. If I start at high, my low pressure points are blocked. So even if I work the high pressure points, even if I'm working this foot point, if this flow is blocked, where is it going to go? Like this, you have some 20 points in your body. So you can't go anywhere. So you have to free up these blocks from the low pressure to the high pressure, which is why there's a certain system in which points you hit first. The furthest away is the feet. That's why you get swollen ankles, feet, and calves. So from the feet has to go all the way up to the collarbone. So the highest pressure is the feet, lowest pressure is the collarbone, and we go neck down to the foot. Now, breathing through your diaphragm. Every time you breathe in and out through your diaphragm, your skull should move and your tailbone should move. Take a deep breath through your diaphragm and you'll see that moves fluid up and down the spine and all around your head. We'll talk more about that in our lymphatic, we talk about this in detail in our lymphatic webinar, which is your lymphatic system for your brain. If you breathe through your mouth, you're not going to move your diaphragm at all, which is why we tell people breathe through your nose so that you can pump this fluid, which is going up and down. Which is why breathing is very important, and breathing actually helps you move your lymphatic. Breathing and movement are two things. Once your choke points are open, breathing and movement. So there are lots of ways to actually detox on a regular day on your own. You're not fat, you're toxic. Let's get into that. Why lymphatic system affects that you cannot lose weight. Now, the interstitial fluid inside your cell, the fluid that the cells are living in, determine what is going on inside the cell and what happens to the waste coming out. Fat accumulating around your body is actually your body trying to protect you from the toxins and cellular waste, which is inside but is unable to get out. So now that fat surrounds your body, you're not fat, you're actually toxic. Biggest uptake of toxins is through your GI tract, your skin, and your lungs. Your own cells dying, your virus and bacteria dying inside you, stuff coming inside, anything in contact with the skin, which is cosmetics, creams, gels, ointments, anything you breathe, your thought process. So the lymph, it sits in the middle. That's the primary way that your lymphatic system is going to get rid of toxins. Now, sorry. Rebound when the lymph is not efficient, the body relies more on other organs, which are your kidney, liver, lungs, fat, and skin. When they get overburdened, it moves the toxins into your body fat and away from vital structures. Now, the rebound effect is your protector, is a protector effect. The brain will not allow your body to burn fat when the fat cells are full of toxins, because you will unleash toxins onto a system that cannot handle them or eliminate them, which is a key reason overweight people have trouble losing weight, which is why when you exercise, you'll have these your toxins start getting removed and you're burning fat, you'll have flu-like symptoms, and depression and low energy. So toxins in the body is puffy water. That's why your puffiness is your protection. Inflammation is protection. Allergies is the body protecting you. If you have a lot of toxicity in your body and you're full of crap, your body will try to disperse the toxicity by swelling its container, and it's going to dilute the waste. Because if it can't get rid of the waste, it has to dilute it. And that is why there is puffiness. And so that there's more water for the toxins to float in. It will disperse it and dilute it, and you'll retain the water, but you will not absorb it. That is what bloating is. And that's puffiness, that's swelling, that's edema, and that's why you want to work the lymph, and you want to get something in the water so you can begin to absorb it. And water is usually absorbed, which we'll cover later, metal with electrolytes and minerals. Okay, now we talk about musculoskeletal pain. We think my back is hurting. I have this, this thing is punctured. My back is weak. My lower back is weak. Now, musculoskeletal pain can manifest from underlying organ issues. There is a Dr. Eric Kopp who says visceral pain can often create and be felt as musculoskeletal. And you can keep chasing them. My knee is hurting, my bone is hurting, but it's coming from deeper. What are visceral organs? Visceral organs are your liver, your kidney, your all of these organs, which you will never turn around and say, oh, my liver is hurting, or my kidney is hurting, or my pancreas is hurting. So what happens is the organs may be overloaded, could be sluggish, there could be slight inflammation, but as it progresses, you reach a point where you're doubled over in pain. And these viscera do not have dedicated pathways. As a result, they share, it's very important, they share sensory neurons they share sensory neurons, and this is known as visceral somatic convergence. They converge, intertwine, and they can mimic and mirror each other, which results in, when there is a problem with your liver, kidney, pancreas, all of this, it's being interpreted as skin or muscle pain. So pain due to organ dysfunction can be muscle pain. I'm not saying people do not have disc issues and all of that, but this is something you also need to look into. Is it because the fluid is stuck? Is it because your liver is overburdened? Could that be manifesting as a knee pain, as, back pain? Because all your back also clears in front. Your back will not clear. The lymphatic works in such a way that your back comes to the front to clear. And if that's blocked, you're going to have back pain. Now, when you're under stress, you release a lot of cortisol. The cortisol can be anabolic. It means it can build things up, and once repaired, it shoots things down. So cortisol is not bad, but too much cortisol breaks down protein. Collagen is mostly made up of protein. So excess stress breaks down collagen, and you lose the support structure between your cells. You lose the support structure of lymphatics, and then that can lead to lymphatic swell. There'll be swelling and congestion. So stress also can cause the tissues to contract, twist and compress, and that restricts fluid flow, because tight tissue do not accept fluid flow. So stress causes so much stuff in your body. You're not absorbing your food properly. It causes your structure to break down, and it definitely causes lymphatic swelling and congestion. Now, okay. So what we do is we do something called the Big Six, which we'll talk about in later webinars, where you're freeing up the fluid, where you're opening choke points, and those happen in a specific order. Now, once those choke points are open, there are two techniques. Like I said, diaphragmic breathing creates a vacuum effect that increases the rate of toxic elimination through the lymph as much as 15x the normal rate. But after we release the lymphatics first, if backed up, movement won't be enough anymore. What are the signs and symptoms of a lymphatic problem? Morning stiffness, tightness, soreness, itchiness, bloating and swelling, bad breath, microcirculation, swelling, cold hands and feet, skin appearance, varicose veins, spider veins, acne, temperature, blotching, painful or tender or palpitating lymph nodes. You have chronic fatigue, chronic pain, you have poor sleep, you have inability to lose weight, you have brain fog, you have slow recovery from injuries, from training, easy bruising, you have food sensitivity issues and digestion issues, you have constipation, your skin is dry and itchy, you have sinus infections periodically, you have red eyes or gray eyes, arthritis, low minerals in your body, high BP, spleen overload, thickened blood. Now, it has to be done in order because lower pressure for lymph is a collarbone, higher pressure at the feet. Back of the head drains towards the front of your body. Pain and swelling has to be drained in the front. Where is the greatest concentration? Your intestines, your neck, and your dermis, which is your skin. 1/3 is from the neck up. When you create low pressure in the node roads, the high pressure, so from the foot, it rushes here to be eliminated. A lot of lymph is located in your lungs and in your gut and around your stomach and in your liver and around your spleen, which is why later in the process, we teach you how to do organ pumps, which is basically CPR to your organs. Okay, one sec. Why can it be anywhere? Gut issues don't respond because it's a brain problem, not a gut problem. Many times that happens. The lymphatic system's job is to remove large protein molecules, which are too big for the venous system. So if your lymphatic system breaks down, there are too many proteins, large protein molecules, which cause toxic accumulation and inflammation and sickness. And again, this can cause accumulation in the brain as well. The inflammation kicks off the immune system in your brain, and there's a significant immune system in the brain which communicates with the immune system in the body, and the stuff leaks through. In the first system that does attack is your lymphatic system. Now, there's a very interesting fact is that they found mouth bacteria causing inflammation in someone's knee. So bacteria in the mouth from periodontal and gum disease can cause musculoskeletal pain. Now, when we do an assessment, you do the main 6 choke points, which profoundly change how fluids flow in the body. Again, this is blood flow, arteries and veins, interstitial fluid, and cerebral spinal fluid. You're going to massively impact those. And when you change those, you change how you move, you change how you feel. And so that is the first point that you do work on. Now, if your right arm is swollen, do you only work the lymph in your right arm? No, you need to assess the entire system because sometimes the blockage can be somewhere else. And that will influence the right arm because your body doesn't know the difference between a right arm and a left arm. It doesn't know what an arm is. It's just a functional unit. So whenever you have a lymphatic system problem that doesn't get better from lymphatic work, that means we have to go deeper and begin to heal the system. Otherwise, you're going to react to these microorganisms and dietary products that can break through the lining and go into the systematic circulation. The assessment is a treatment. Why is it so powerful? Because it itself will open up, it will tell us that what points are blocked, what points are not blocked, how much work you need, why you're facing certain issues you're facing. So your big 6 is 20%. Now, this is all from what I do in my deep. If you go to my website, there are 6 or 7 sessions for deep drain detox, which combines the lymphatics and the glymphatics. The reason I'm doing this webinar is because a lot of people, what we do in them, they don't understand that. They'll be like, why are you rubbing and tapping? What is happening? So this is to explain to you and why we do the things we do. Healthy tissue shouldn't hurt. When I do this to you, it shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be blotchy. It shouldn't go red. If I press this point, it shouldn't be painful. Clients will react to pressure. Swelling means inflammation, and lymphatics remove swelling. Why is the assessment a treatment? Because when you press on these lymph nodes, you're going to move tissue, and when you move tissue, you move lymph. When you're hitting every major point, as there's tightness and restriction in lymph channels and restriction of blood flow, and when you move these, there is going to be massive blood flow. So even when the assessment is being done, you can feel a reaction. What do you feel when you do this? You feel a rush of energy. You make some people, I've had both. People suddenly feel very energetic or they feel very sleepy. It depends on person to person. Might feel little dizzy. Detoxification reaction will happen immediately to within 24 hours. It doesn't always happen. Retoxification. If you get detox symptoms and do not do the lymphatic reset again do not ever do the detox again till these symptoms are done. So that's how we do it in the sessions. If you say that I'm still feeling these symptoms, I'm not going to do it again till I feel you're better. And if there is an unexpected reaction, a severe reaction, which is very seldom, that means your system is very severely stagnated. Your cisterna chyli is here, and it is the major point, that is the biggest lymphatic point. Um, okay, what we cover in our sessions. We do an assessment, we do daily practices we can do at home. So we teach you a wheel which has the big six and peripheral for everyday movement, which is 2 minutes of lymphatic movement, which is the head and neck drainage. Every day it's again a 2-minute thing, how to drain your head and neck every day. Ways to reset different organs, ways to reset your stomach, which helps with bloating, it helps with acidity, it cools your blood. We show you various movements, yoga poses. Then I take you through what foods are good, what activities. See, rebounding, dry brushing, lymphatic massage. These are all good, but only when your choke points are open. Otherwise, I'm jumping up and down, and the toxins will go up. There'll be blockages, and it'll just come down. So this is what all food and lifestyle practices are beneficial for proper lymphatic drainage. We go into all that. I'm going to shut the share, and I'm going to just guys, I think best if you write in the question section if you want to ask anything. The next we are going to do, this was just an introduction. The next session we want to do is going to be this. So this webinar will be put up on the website. Let me just write the website here. I'm hoping you can see that. We load it in the next few days, and so anyone who hasn't been through this or wants to hear it again can go through it. The next few ones will go into more what you can do and give you more stuff that you personally can do. The next ones aren't free. There'll be 3 more webinars. They're 500 each. And in case you decide to go for the deep drain detox with me, then that 1500 gets reimbursed as a part of the package. So let me just see what questions you have. Hold on, I can see how, okay, 1 second. When are you offering answer? Okay, I'm answer live. Okay. So these cleansing workshops are 1-to-1. What I do is, so that the theory part is covered like this and more people can know about it, I did this as an introductory workshop. And the rest 3 that happen will take you through more. So whoever takes part in that will be a 500 signing. And you will get to, I'll give you more. This was just to tell you why it's important. Then I take you through why, if I'm rubbing the skin, why does that happen? And you sign up for individual sessions. I have individual sessions with you, but the theory part, 3 more webinars of theory part, where so that you understand what you're doing to do a brain reset, to do, and you will have to come to me. We can do a lot of stuff on Zoom. People who prefer to come can come, but there is one session I will need you to come in for. Any other questions? It says to, okay, wait. Done. So no, the lymphatic massage is good and it does help, and there are various places you can go here to do that. There's a Recover Clinic which does a massage, a manual massage. In DEFCOL there is Potenza Wellness which does the lymphatic balancer and other things. They do oxygen therapy, but you need your choke points open. So what I take you through is stuff that you can do on an everyday basis to yourself. That you wake up and do it, so that even before you do your breathing massage, even before you do anything else, you know how to look after your own lymphatic system. Thank you. So it's not one session. So how much is the charge for the in-person session? Give me a second. I think it's about, give me a second. It's a package. So what happens is it's a package. It's called let me share this with you on the screen, maybe. Consultations. Okay. So if you go to my webpage, you go under consultations, you go under deep brain detox, you have a 6-session package for 10,000. And of course, if you go through these webinars, you want to go through the webinars and then decide if you want to do it. That 1,500, which you spend on the next 3 webinars, will get reimbursed in that 10,000. So it's because I have to go through you can finish before 6 or after 6. But what happens is, if I think you need 8, I'm not going to charge you for that. I'm charging you for, I just say 6 sessions because that's how much it usually takes. But if you're someone who's very stagnated and it's taking you time, it doesn't matter. We're going to do the whole thing in that 10,000. I teach you all the work. I do the brain reset in that package. You have to keep pressing. Done. It's called the deep brain detox. Let me write it here. Should I share it for a second? Wait, if I can say screen, hold on. Here is it. But it's in the web page and it tells you, but I've obviously given you a lot more information than what is on that little sheet over there. Done. These are in person, right? So again, these are in person. These can be Zoom or in person. If you're in Delhi, I encourage you to come in person. That's always better. But it can be done on Zoom. The last session, because of which I have to do a brain reset, which is the lymphatics, that I prefer people come in. Each session totally depends on how long it is. Totally depends on you, because it depends. When you come in first, I will just do the assessment and I will figure out how stagnated and blocked you are. And then depending on your situation, the next session, I start teaching you more and more. And the webinars, what the webinars help is it helps me teach you the rest of the stuff, what you should anyway be eating, what exercises you should be doing. So I can, in the sessions, I can only concentrate on this particular work. And the webinars, we can go through, what you should eat, what breathing you should do, and all of that. So if everyone's done with the questions, I can shut this now. Just let me know if you have any other questions. You can always WhatsApp me. I'm also sending you my email ID. If you want to know more, I've sent you did it not go through? 1 second. Okay, I don't know why it's not going through. You can get the email ID from the website. And I think most of you have my number. So feel free to reach out for anything, and we'll set out the dates for whenever the next webinar is going to happen. Thank you, everyone. And I'll try and keep the chat open next time. I'm not used to using this too much. Thank you. I'm going to end the meeting now. Bye.